Hey guys, how are you? So today is a really exciting day. Today we are launching my jewelry line, jewelry store, which is Pinkbarry, and I am so excited because we've been working on this for how many months now? March, April, May, June, July, almost August. So almost 6 months we've been working on this. I've been trying out different designs. I have been working on this like day and night every single day because it's just like my baby now, you know. I'm so proud of this. So I'm going to share a little bit of a backstory of how this all started. I'm going to show you some pieces and kind of like how I designed everything, why I chose the materials that I chose, and yeah. So Pinkbarry was originally a store that I created on Etsy about 2 years ago, and I was selling little miniature jewelry, like miniature cookies or desserts or things like that, because I was very obsessed with all things kawaii, like Japan and stuff like that. And yeah, so I was just making these little creatures, like little miniature biscuits or miniature fruit tarts, you know, things like that, and I was just selling them over there. And then when school got really busy and also kind of my style really changed, I don't really wear those things anymore, I decided to kind of stop and restart the shop whenever I decide what kind of style of jewelry I would like to sell. And also those things took me forever to make, like each of them took me at least 2 to 3 hours, and it's just like I didn't have that much time and I couldn't really sell them for what they're worth, because, you know, I don't want to charge people for all my time. So yeah, so that was just kind of a project that faded away, and then I just felt so like bad that I kind of let that go and I didn't really develop it into anything that I would be really proud of. And then I started, you know, researching and looking for different pieces and sketching in my sketchbook and developing a new jewelry line that would represent my style, and also that would be something that would be recognizable. Like I wanted to create a design that you would see somewhere and be like, oh wow, yeah, that's a Pinkbarry bracelet, or like that's a, you know, I know that, you know, stuff like that. So it's not just, I didn't want to take a design that already existed and just, you know, sell it to people, because I know that people will buy it, and I always get so many requests from my DIY saying like, why don't you sell these bracelets that you make yourself? But I don't just want to sell things because I want to sell them, you know. I wanted to create something unique and special and something that I personally designed, that I put my time into, and not just like rip off somebody else's design and like, you know, sell it to people. So that was kind of the backstory of that. And if you're following me on Twitter, on Instagram, I have been all over it talking about Pinkbarry, all of my steps, and I also post a lot of my sketches online, so definitely check those out. But it's been quite the process. Like what I started with when I wanted to create certain designs that would be very signature, very key, simple at the same time, that wouldn't take me like 2 days to make, easily recognizable. I wanted to create something that, you know, you guys are gonna love. And I started with a lot of different designs. I started with, I wanted to incorporate a chevron pattern somewhere, since I'm obsessed with chevron. I wanted to incorporate it. So a lot of the bracelets that you see here, I mean, they're very cute, and I've actually tried making them and developing them. And then I have more sketches over here. I think this one I Instagrammed, there's more beads, and I just really like the half-half design, and I wanted to, you know, design both of the bracelets. And here I have some more structural sketches that I made and stuff like that. I have some website sketches too. So yeah, a lot of definitely thought and work came into this, and the reason why a lot of the designs kind of faded away until I finally decided what are the signature designs going to be is because they just took way too long. Like certain weaving and certain patterns, like I could make them, but it took me like literally 2 hours per bracelet, and I wouldn't want to overcharge people, you know, like pay, you know, have you pay like $50–60 for a bracelet that, yeah, I did take a long time to make and it would justify the price, but I just didn't want to do it to you guys. I wanted to create something that would be reasonably priced, that wouldn't take me forever to make. I mean, I still put a lot of attention and love into every single piece, but it would be doable and manageable for me to fulfill orders. So I came up with this design right here, and actually I'm going to show you something that was one of my preliminary designs as well, and this one is very beautiful. It has like these neon beads, which I had to let go because at first when I got these, I loved them. I mean, they look really nice on photos, they look really nice on the arm, but the quality is just not there. These are plastic, they felt very light, they felt very cheap. I was just like, I really do not want to charge people and like put something out there that doesn't represent good quality. That's something that you wouldn't be able to be like, wow, you know, this feels really nice. I just wouldn't be able to sleep at night. And I was like, these are beautiful, but they're gonna have to go because they're just not working out. So I decided to go for something very high quality. All of my beads right now are natural, are gemstones right here, or check high quality glass, and they're all glass blown beads or check, and they feel very heavy. I mean, not very heavy, they'll feel pretty heavy because they're high quality. They feel nice, you know, they don't feel cheapy plasticky. It's just something, a piece that I'm really proud of, and I think that it's, you know, it's gonna last people a while, and it looks nice on your wrist. Like, it's not like a plasticky little accessory that you're just gonna throw somewhere away. Another dilemma that I faced, which I'm very proud of how, you know, the outcome went. Because when you make any kind of jewelry, clasps is probably one of the biggest dilemma. Like, how are you going to tie it around? Like, do you want to make it into bangles? And the reason why I didn't want any bangles at all, because I hate bangles. Simply for the fact that my wrist is extremely small. And pretty much every single bangle on the market, well, unless it's something like the kind of, you know, clamps onto your wrist or something you can adjust, they're way too big and they just don't feel comfortable, and they slide, like all the bangles just pretty much like they slide off my hand, and I just didn't want to deal with that. Like, I didn't want to make them too big because I know that if I hate them, there's a lot more people out there that hate them too. So I wanted to create something that, you know, could be more universal and more generally wearable. And again, all of these bracelets, every single one of them that I made, and there's tons of designs that didn't make it to the final collection, I wore them for at least a week to see how they wear, to see how they tear, to see how long it takes me to put them on in the morning. And that is very, very important because I don't have time. Like, I don't have time to sit there and like try to find this little loop and then like have my husband get up and put my bracelet. And you know what I'm saying? Like, bracelets with like lobster clasps are the most annoying thing ever. So I was just like, ah, oh, so annoying, and it just took me forever in the morning, and I just wasn't satisfied. I'm like, I don't, because you know, you will always put on that piece of jewelry or that bracelet that is easy to just grab on the go. So that's why a lot of people do like bangles. You know, it's kind of like a controversial thing. Like, some people don't, some people do, but the good thing about them, you can just slide them on your wrist if they do fit. With lobster clasps, you have to like try for a good while, and especially if it's like a tight fit, it's just annoying. So I was just like, this has got to go. I'm gonna go research and try to find a better clasp, something that would just be kind of organic, you know, so you don't have to spend forever. I came up with a magnetic clasp, and this one is very nice. I mean, it's very, very strong. As you can see, I struggled a little bit taking it off, and all you have to do is, you know, wrap it around your wrist. That's it, done. You know, magnetized, and you're ready to go. You don't have to like put it around. So that's something that part of the design that I personally really enjoy, and I don't have to like spend forever putting it on. And this one does have a lobster clasp, but it's very thin, so you wouldn't have a problem putting it on. You just kind of put it down and snap it on, and that's it. Took me like 2 seconds. So yeah, this one's very cute as well. Another thing that I want to mention, I know that I'm going to get a lot of questions on this. We do ship worldwide because I didn't want to exclude any of my subscribers at all. This is for you guys. I wouldn't have even done this if I didn't get all these requests in my DIY bracelet tutorials that I should do this, and then I was just like, ah, okay, I should do this, alright, let's do it. So yeah, so all of my subscribers, this is all for you. Worldwide shipping. I'm going to try. If you live in the North Pole or if you live in Antarctica, we're going to ship there, okay? Oh, another thing that's very, very important. These bracelets run about 7 inches and a little bit, like 7 inches and a quarter, something like that. And they are medium sized, so they're not, I mean, they're like regular sized. I didn't want to make them 8 inches or 8 inches and a half, so it'd like be like really loose. They're very well fitting. Make sure I do customize. If your wrist is smaller, if your wrist is larger and you wanted like a larger bracelet, measure a regular bracelet that you have and give me those measurements, and I'm gonna make sure to customize it and make it fitting on your wrist. Don't be shy, and that's no extra cost, that's for free. You know, if you need customization, if 7 inches and a quarter is not enough for you, definitely let me know. So I hope that you enjoyed that little video that we filmed to kind of show the jewelry and show the feel and the vibe and kind of what I wanted to achieve achieve through those designs. It's kind of like a berry candy themed thing. And let me just tell you, that video was probably one of the most difficult videos we have ever filmed. I would have gladly filmed the behind the scenes, but it was just so incredibly frustrating doing it already because I was like, I am not even gonna worry about this. And of course it was fun because, you know, it's my idea, and I was so excited to make it come alive. But it was so hot that day, like you don't even know. Daniel and I were just like dripping in sweat. Like I came to the shoot with my hair like super curly, vavoom, you know, makeup all crazy. Like 5 minutes, bam, flat, nothing, makeup gone. I was like, oh great, you know, I spent all this time getting ready. And then we had all these berries and cupcakes and icings, and if you notice like all the cupcakes kind of appear, that was me just like sliding them in, and all my fingers were like covered with icing because they melted because of how hot it was. And also the sweets and the berries and everything made little bees or wasps come over to our filming place, and we both got stung. We also got bitten by a bunch of mosquitoes and little bugs, so I still have some weird bumps on my body. So yeah, but overall I'm very pleased with how the results turned out. It was just like probably one of the most difficult things we ever filmed. Alright guys, so this is all I wanted to talk to you about. I hope that you enjoyed this little introduction. I didn't want to just leave you out hanging. I wanted to kind of give a background and explain to you why I did the things that I did. And if you have any questions, please leave them below. I would love to answer them. I would love to assist you and help you in any way that I can. And yeah, I will see you next week. Bye guys!